Just a short while ago, U.S. President Joe Biden condemned the attack by Hamas on ally Israel as sheer evil. In a very emotional speech, Biden said that Washington is ready to deploy more military assets to the region. Biden confirmed that at least 14 Americans died in the surprise attacks on Saturday and a number had been taken captive by Hamas. Well, the militant group Hamas has also threatened to kill hostages if Israel does not warn civilians of upcoming attacks on Gaza. Biden said that the militant group had carried out atrocities, including murders of entire families and also raped women. The president also mentioned reports of babies being killed in the ongoing conflict.
You know, there are moments in this life, and I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel.
Now, Biden's remarks were as clear a show of support for Israel, yet as the death toll surged above 1,000. Gaza officials have also reported over 800 people killed in Israeli airstrikes. And as fears grow of a regional conflagration, Biden was equally direct about its long-term for Iran. Tehran backs Hamas as well as the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. The U.S. president said, and I quote him here, "To any country, any organization, anyone thinking of taking advantage of this situation, I have one word: don't." His remarks were delayed by more than an hour while he and the U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for the third time since the attacks took place. Netanyahu said that he described the attacks in that call as savagery never seen since the Holocaust. The United States was now surging assistance for Israel, including missiles for its Iron Dome interceptor system. Washington has ordered its largest aircraft carrier to move closer to Israel, but U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin stated that the U.S. does not yet have any kind of evidence of direct Iranian involvement, even if U.S. officials said that they were still scrutinizing intelligence on this issue. Well, the State Department said that Antony Blinken would be visiting Israel to show support. The White House, meanwhile, showed no signs of calling for restraint by Israel as the death toll mounted on both the sides of the war. U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said that U.S. was deploying hostage experts to Israel to help, but not currently sending forces to Israel. Biden's response is being closely watched at home ahead of next year's U.S. elections, where Republicans accuse the U.S. president of being soft on Iran. And for more on this, we earlier spoke to our correspondent Susan Tharani, who gives us more details on U.S. President Joe Biden's remarks. Take a listen.
It was President Biden's first remarks since we learned that Americans had also been killed in these attacks. The death toll of Americans has now risen to at least 14, and U.S. officials say there are at least 20 Americans missing or unaccounted for. While President Biden said for the first time that Americans are among the hostages being held captive by Hamas, it's not clear how many of these 20 Americans missing are among the hostages. President Biden also reiterated America's unwavering support for Israel. He said that he's talked to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at least 3 times in the last few days and has offered America's assistance, notably in hostage recovery efforts. The president did not mention anything regarding de-escalation or for Israel to de-escalate its operations in Gaza during his address on Tuesday.